Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's John here from Mancbuses. Well, this video is a prompt of certain events that happened tonight, and I just thought I'd do it due to them events. And I'm going to talk about one of the things that possibly is the bane of the bus driver's life. Kids. Now, not all kids are bad. Some get on the bus, ride the bus, and then get off the bus. You know, like adults. Calm, not bad at all. Well behaved, well mannered. However, we do have quite a few, if not the vast majority, of kids that are, and can be, a right pain in the backside. So, what do I mean by this? Well, for example, on this night, I had two youths try boarding my bus. I pulled up in Piccadilly, not in service, just come off a service. I had 10 minutes. I wanted to go get a drink, you know, chill for 5 minutes, then start boarding. However, these kids decided that they tried to board the bus. So I told them to get off the bus, as you do. This was met with a whole load of abuse. At this point, my door was slightly, swinging open because I was getting ready to get out and go shop and get a drink, etc. And a quick chocolate bar, something to eat. And they were trying to entice me out of the cab. And as soon as I sensed that A, they was up to no good, and B, they were trying to get me out of the cab door came shut. By this point, the bus is isolated, so they think it's dead. There's nothing recording. Little do people know that, or they will do now, that the cameras on buses record whether the bus is on or off. They do not turn off. CCTV runs 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, on all vehicles, so it's always recording. So, they start getting mouthy, they threaten me. Get out here, I'm going to bang you. Okay. So, I gave them the ultimatum, you either go away, or I'm going to call the police. At this point now, they're back on the bus, they're not, just being a pain. So, they refuse to get off again. Start giving me a whole load, and then one goes to try and put his hand through the perspex. Big mistake, my laddo. So at this point, I press my emergency alarm. Common answer. Ringing the police. So I sat there in my cab, rang the police. Allowed to do. I'm in danger, possibly. You don't know what kids these days carrying. So sat there, rang the police. They're still giving abuse. I can't believe you're ringing the police because I refuse to get off. Well, it's not because you refuse to get off, it's because of your whole mannerism, full stop. But just staying calm with them and, not rising to it, because that's what they're after. They're after you to rise to them. They're after you to step out that cab. I don't know why, because in the middle of Parker Street, if you step out the cab and someone assaults you, you're going to have like 20 bus drivers coming to your aid. We're a family. We all stick together. But they're just looking for a quick thrill. Maybe a quick buck if they can rob a driver. Which I think that is their current ploy at the moment, judging by the radio. However, and then one of them went, shall we stop it by the back? Bear in mind, my bus is isolated, it's switched off. So, I seemed a little bit of a kid's side to myself and went, and that'd achieve what exactly, considering the bus is off? Oh yeah, that's a dumb idea. Yeah, it's a dumb idea, isn't it? Get out here, I'm gonna bang you on. Okay, whatever. So, they carry on. The police are now dealing with it. It's not fair on drivers, it's not fair on anyone really. the whole fascination of the kids that's always got me is I had some others in on a certain route. You go up to the terminus, you turn around and you come back straight away. So these tried boarding on the way to the terminus, about 3 stops away from the terminus. Group ticket showed a phone. Oh yeah, great, okay. Can we have a ticket that's in like a few months in date, please? Like, not the old design. It's genuine, you're fucking gay, you, aren't you? You're only... Okay. They got off the bus without too much of an argument. They just, you know, the hail of abuse that you get because they can't be bothered to buy a ticket. But where I was, I knew where they were from, so, you know, driving off and leaving was not an issue because I know that's where they're from. They're just being a pain in the ass and couldn't be arsed walking. So I'll go up to the terminus, come back, and they're on the opposite side of the road. I waved at them and carried on driving. There's no one there, there's a genuine passenger. So I just waved at them and drove past. Now, kids, the other famous one that kids do is the stopping the bus from the emergency button at the back. I've always had the fascination with, well, I've always wondered what is the fascination with that. Surely as a kid making 6.7 litres growl is more the fascination, not hearing deadly silence from it. Now, what is the point of just... All it does is inconvenience everyone. Because no self-worthing driver is going to get out their cab with 8 to 10 youths outside because they've switched the engine off and not left the bonnet open. No self-respected driver is going to get out their cab because anything can happen out there. Normally a passenger will help us at this point. A lot of passengers do help us in situations, and we are very grateful for the passengers that do help in situations where we're a bit restricted to being in the cab for our safety. But we've got a lot to look after. We've got use the cash, you know. And I just don't get the fascination with stopping the bus. It's just an inconvenience, you know. What's the point? Never got it. Don't think I ever will. The other one is stealing the emergency hammers. I mean, come on. You steal the emergency hammer and then put the window through. Well done, you've just put your fares up. You know. Bus companies aren't going to claim off the insurance for a window. They're just going to replace it at the fare payer's expense. And then, you know, it's just more and more. So if you have a passenger and you do see kids stealing the hammers, let the driver know ASAP. The situation can be dealt with before the window's put through. You know, and we can get our emergency hammers back. You know, that's why the bus stops around Greater Manchester are smashed, because kids steal the emergency hammers. Again, don't see the fascination with it. Really don't. So, part 2 of this little bit of video. New location now. I'm at the... Well, that side's black because of a cloth. I'm at the Trafford Centre now. So, yeah. Kids say they're bored, and that's why, you know, they come out and antagonise us and wind us up, and, you know, as soon as they get a reaction, out comes a smartphone. Oh, look what the bus driver's doing to us. It's like that with anything. Look what the shopkeeper's doing, but they'll miss out the fact that they tried robbing from the shop. You know. There's lots of stories, lots of advice that can be given with dealing with groups of youths and kids in general. A lot of kids believe that we can't refuse travel. Wrong. We can. If we believe you're not in danger, you're not in danger, so you know, and we can make a safe assumption that you'll be safe. If we leave you where you are, we can refuse you travel. You know? A lot of kids go, middle of the day, you can't refuse us travel. We can, and watch us as we wave goodbye as we leave from the bus stop without you on it. So, let's say some of the kids well polite, well mannered. I've noticed a lot recently. I've started locking onto that, which we've said before, where when kids are honest with us rather than trying to get on with a fake pass or pass back and all that. I've noticed a lot more now are being a lot more open, and they get on the bus and say, hey, I'm sorry, I've got no money but I need to get home. They're not just trying to get on. They're having a lot more respect, that's all we ask. Respect. That's all you can. If you do get a large group of yous and they all run on, they all go upstairs, whatever you do, don't go upstairs. You're vulnerable on the stairs. It's trying to focus. You're vulnerable on the stairs, you're vulnerable upstairs. And all this time you've got to be carrying your cash with you. You can't leave it downstairs, because if one of the little pesky blighters stayed downstairs, your cash tray is open for robbing. So never put yourself in danger. If you do go upstairs, make sure there's a clear way between you and the exit. So maybe stand on the stairs. But I think most companies, especially this one, we're told, don't get out your cab. Don't put yourself in danger. Because as I said before, you don't know what these kids are carrying these days. You don't know what anyone's carrying, whether it's an adult or a kid. People carry knives and weapons, all sorts these days, and you don't want to get hurt, and it's not worth it. If you have issues, put a call in, ask for the inspectors. There's 2 of them, and if need be, they can turn up with the travel safe teams and deal with the situation that way. It's not you and your own then. So that can help. Oh, it's him driving over the pavement to sweep up. Yeah, so it's not just you and them. Say, passengers sometimes help. I had a young lad, he got off a coach, got on my bus, and his opening line was, I ain't fucking paying, I've been on that coach for several hours with my mum, I ain't paying. Okay, well I ain't driving then. Simple as. I turned the engine off and sat there. Requested the travel safe police and the inspector's attendance. The inspectors were going to meet me en route, but very luckily, one of the fellow passengers decided to take things into his own hand because he wanted to get somewhere. And while I'm on the radio, I can hear it starting to kick off. So I can hear the argument, and next minute this suitcase comes flying from the stairwell out the front of the bus. And you just hear this passenger go, there's your fucking suitcase, now get off the bus. I want to go fucking home. And, it's great when they help, because they can do stuff that we can't. And normally once one starts, the bus joins in. But if you see kids graffitiing or adults graffitiing, tell the driver. If you see the hammers being stolen, tell the driver. Stuff can be stopped beforehand. And it just always makes you think in the end, really. After you've had your confrontation with your kid's been thrown off by the inspector or by the police, and you think, I bet your mother's proud. Does your mother actually know what you're up to? Does your mother know that you're causing, or father know that you're causing chaos on the bus, and that it's taking police officers to take you off it? You've been abusing the drivers. At the end of the day, these buses are your service. So if you're in a little area like Attersley, Partington, Little Hulton, all the little estates, what gets services cancelled is behaviour on the vehicles. And the first step is people standing up to it, you know, and trying to prevent it from happening. So just think ahead. But yeah, kids, very stressful to a bus driver. We all have our ways of dealing with them, but don't put yourself in danger and don't let them wind you up. Nothing winds them up more than you not reacting to them. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. See you again. Bye.
My day, that is.